What's up, Factory of Sadness? There's just
And
some
we're back.
goals
Don't forget
coming
me.
up. We're all chatting here, chit-chatting away. We just decided to hit the record button. So we got some special guests here tonight. Smitty talked for way too long on the other podcast, so we'll try to be brief on this one. But got some good stuff to talk about. I feel like this, rather than, we'll talk about the games this week, but it's just craziness that's going on in this league with basically every team being exactly the same. So I want to talk about that and, talk about if there's anything we should be doing from, scoring or rules or anything like that. But, I think we should probably kick the night off with talking to Andrew, who's going through the wedding planning process, even though everyone told him not to do it.
Oh, it's been amazing so far. Highly recommend it.
How was your meeting tonight?
So I met with the priest tonight. Did not expect to discuss Lauren's cycle, but as far as natural family planning goes, it's important that a year out that you measure your cycles and make sure that you know when you're ovulating. So when you're ready to pump out kids immediately after getting married, that you're prepared to do so that you're not just firing away in there all willy-nilly.
Well, it's your Catholic duty to propagate the world.
There needs to be a
late children.
Yes, yeah, that is my sole duty, to populate the world with some more shitheads to play fantasy football.
Well, we're gonna have to pass this on at some point once we all start dying. So,
Yep.
well, that's good, man. Good, and that's talking periods with priests.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's
He does not like birth control, though. So his argument against birth control pills is that since we are against filling like chickens and cows with hormones and antibiotics, that you should not be taking estrogen to not have kids too early or when you don't want to. So yeah, you gotta if you're against non-organic chicken, then you should definitely not be taking birth control.
I feel like that makes sense, with the one exception that I don't have to pay for college for a chicken.
That is true. Yeah, you can chop a chicken's head off.
Yeah,
not so much with human babies.
You can kill a chicken if you're sick of it, but can't do that with your family. Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, it's a no-go. Drinking breast milk, but cow milk is fine.
Yeah, well,
so I'm told.
Yeah, you're gonna have this weird urge to try breast milk, but don't do it.
It's not.
Back in my bodybuilding days, I've had my fair share.
It's like you want to do it, but then when it's available to you, you're like, ew, gross, no.
I'm definitely gonna take a few shots.
No, you're not. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You think you're gonna want to, but as soon as you have a kid, you'll be immediately grossed out by your wife for the rest of your life.
Looking forward to it. You guys are really, yeah.
So,
we might have to send this one to private on the old YouTube channel.
Anyway, congratulations on getting married. I'm sure it's going to work out better for you than it has for the three of us. You'll be an outlier, I'm sure.
I'm married, Mitch. Do I seem like a happy guy to you?
Look at the baby.
All right. No, we love our families. Everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, your wife's never going to see this.
Yeah. All right. So let's get down to it, fellas. So let's maybe Smitty, can you take us through a quick because you sent that summary out of like the playoff teams.
Yes, let me bring that up on the old Factory of Sadness text message thread. so we can touch it here. Okay, here we go. Winners bracket. So right now, Mike Smith. Woo. So we're down to like a lot of tiebreakers right here, but Mike Smith and Danny. So the 6 and 4 teams, Dare Leak to My Balls and Big Poppy are our two buys at this point. So Mike Smith gets the 1 seed because he beat both Poppy and Turd Ferguson, Dave Free. Dave Free off to a nice start here. So all the 6 and 4 teams are atop their division, which is some nice symmetry there. And then Danny, Big Poppy beat Turd Ferguson in week 7, so that's why he gets up to the 2nd spot. But it gets wild, right? Because then you have we got all these 5 and 5 teams, right? How many do we have?
7 of them.
1,
7, I think I counted.
2,
3,
3, 4,
5,
5, 6, 7.
7.
Yeah. So you have 7 5 and 5 teams. And yeah, it's just like, like right now with 4 weeks left to play, it's almost not worth worrying about why, like who's seated where. Like so much is going to happen over the next 4 weeks. But right now, if the season ended, it would be Glenn in the 4 seed. It would be myself, not perverted, just Italian, in the 5th seed. And then the 6th seed, which passed by vote last week, which was a confirmation of the draft weekend vote. So the top remaining points is our actually team with the lowest record, 3 and 7. That's Midnight Poutine, who has a very tentative grasp. I think that's worth mentioning that Poutine has a very tentative grasp on that.
Because I was looking at that. So if that rule was in effect last year,
which it was,
I missed the playoffs last year, and I was the 3rd scorer, but the last team in was actually Tony, and he was the second highest points. So it'd be pretty crazy if that happened again this year, because I think Tony is the one who was right on my heels. Yeah, so he's got 16-14, and I have 16-53.
Yeah.
So I like Tony in that case. Tony's schedule here and out is he's favored in the last 4 games. I am not. I'm just the opposite. Pandemonium is in a similar spot, not looking great going forwards. So yeah, the playoff picture is going to be much more clear here in a week or 2.
I think it's going to take 2 weeks because, like, right now, with the exception of Derek, and with the exception of Derek, no team is more than, well, I guess Bobby D is 2, Floppy D.
Floppy D.
Classic name. Nice name for a guy with a big hog. So Floppy's 2 games out of first, out of division lead. But aside from him, no team is more than 1 game out of their division lead. I mean, so it's going to take at least a couple of weeks for things to shake out here. And like literally, like nobody's out of it, which is like usually in this league, like you got somebody that Joe or Danny,
I was just looking at the all-time records.
Getting the wave, because like both Joe and Danny have won the league before. But whoever it is that, like, usually at this point, Derek is selling. But with our change in setup, he's not selling. But it's wild. Like, there hasn't been a lot of trades. There hasn't been a lot of shenanigans because there's a lot of good teams out there. We're all packed together and a couple good breaks, and you're going to be in the tournament and see if you can't get home.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, anybody can get hot in this league. I started off 0-3. I was ready to sell my whole team there. I was talking to Poppy about, a Derrick Henry for a injured reserve Christian McCaffrey trade, and then, spun off 3 brilliant weeks, 4 brilliant weeks with 3 of them of 200 plus. with a 5 game winning streak, and now I'm shitting the bed again. So this year's been pretty crazy. But yeah, it seems like everybody's having the same struggle. Nobody's gotten off to that just ridiculously hot start where they just can't be caught. And everybody, that did have those big starts are now kind of folding back into the middle. So, I mean, it's anybody's game out there this year, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Glenn,
with no clear cut winner, no clear cut, hands down. This is, my God, I don't want to face this team. They're all, any given week, anybody can put up a score and anybody could shit the bed. There's nobody, there's no me from last year. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but there's no me from last year where, there's, you go in saying there's no chance I can beat this team. Anybody could beat anybody this year on any given week. It's amazing.
Any given Sunday, right? So I think the 265 points, Glenn, that you put up in week 5, I think that's an all-time league record.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, Libtard is all-time high.
I would have to say I would have to do a little research, and pardon me for not doing any research in preparation for this podcast, but I think 3 weeks in a row of over 200 points is probably.
I don't think I even did that last year.
I don't think anybody's done that, so that's pretty wild. But I mean, hey man, things come crashing back quick, The
120s and 130s, yeah. But back to reality. Yeah,
you're looking at a 80 to 130 point swing there with Derrick Henry and a couple other things. Yeah, it's a league record. Your week 5 score. Derek, can we look at the week 5 score? Can you bring that up? I just want to see how it fucking happened, man.
Yeah, go to reports and then to records and then shit. I just had it
You
up.
can do it through live scoring and just go to the bottom to weekly.
Oh, yeah.
Where is this? Weekly?
Yeah, right at the bottom in the text.
Weekly results report, Derek, down there at the bottom. Yeah, that's it right there. And click to week 5 there up at top.
Oh, yeah. He had a 50-point Justin Herbert. He had a
That was
34-point Derrick Henry and a 22-point Fournette and a 31-point Antonio Brown and a 29-point Terry McLaurin and a 26-point Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
I mean, that is 32
that was
points
lightning in a bottle.
from his safety. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. 93% efficiency rating, so you could even go higher.
I know. I was gonna say, there were points on the bench, dude.
We should have put Hunter Henry over Marvin Jones.
Hunter Henry and David Johnson. I mean, I don't think he would have pulled the trigger on that, but
no, he's been dropped since.
But yeah, I mean, that's the way the pendulum swings in fantasy football. You 265, 206, 204, and the next 3 weeks you're 122, 120, and 112. Now, on the opposite side of that, I think we'd be remiss not to shout out Dave Free, who is the top scoring team in the league, but he's been consistent as a motherfucker, dude. Week 10 was his worst week of the year at 124, but he was 171, 168, 150, 195, 176, 168, 165, 164, 190.
Jesus.
I mean, dude, he's a little bit automatic right now. I mean, he's very good. That team is
very good. I was holding out a prayer that I could sneak out a win against them last week, and just didn't happen. On his low week, I couldn't pull it out. I couldn't find another 12 points to beat him. So yeah, he's got a pretty solid team. Pretty much shows up every week. But like I said, it's so wide open. Even a consistent scorer like him had a pretty down week last week. It was beatable. I just have such a piece of shit team right now that I couldn't muster it up to take it down.
Yeah, I mean, that Jonathan Taylor business that he's got going there. I mean, Jonathan Taylor and then Darrell Henderson or Daryl Henderson. Which one is it?
I'd say Darrell.
I would just say Henderson from the Rams. really good. I mean, Tannehill has been very steady, and yeah, I mean, I just feel like he's got, his big guy is Jonathan Taylor, and then he just has like all of his role players are good. I mean, he's just got guys that score 12, 15 points a week.
Right. He doesn't have any disappointment guys really on his team. If anybody I can pick out, maybe Gazeki is a bit inconsistent.
He was awesome
due
until last week. I mean, like, if you look at his week by weeks, I mean, Gasecki started off shitty, then like caught fire from weeks 3 to really he was very serviceable weeks 3 to 9, and then last week he had 0 points, 0 catches, 0 yards, but also he had 7 targets. So it's not a function of like he's no longer a part of that offense. It's just
that team's got a lot going on as far as miscues go.
Whatever, they knocked off the Ravens last week.
Yeah, Tua was fighting for his life though.
Yeah, well, he won. He won for that week.
So, side note, Bob Gavlak here, Butthole Surfers. This picture right here is worth about $12,000. I just looked it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the floor of the Doge pound. So that's what that is, kids. It's an NFT. Yeah, the floor is over 3. So ETH is going for what, like $4,000 a coin right now. So
something like that.
$12,000.
Nice.
Love to see it.
All right. So what do you guys think? So the parity we see this year, is it good? Is it bad? Are we starting to get people? Like, what do you guys think?
I think it's exactly what you want, right? Like, everybody's engaged. I that's at least my take, is that everybody's alive. Like, we're all like I don't know. That's my take. I think it's awesome. Like the other league that we have, where we have those big 3 teams, and then you got 6 guys fighting to get into the playoffs that are going to lose right away. I just think that I think this is what you want in fantasy, because it makes everybody a buyer, it makes everybody a seller. Andrew, how much did you pay for Elijah Mitchell earlier? Oh wait, I got him in this league. You got him in the other
you got him in this league. I dropped the bank on him. I was like $83 or something stupid like that.
I couldn't believe you paid $69. I remember.
Oh, okay. That sounds about right.
But like, you paid all that money in the other league. You didn't pay this one. I got him in this one. But I don't know. I think it's good, Big Cat, personally.
I do like the playoff bid for the highest scoring team. I'm in 4 leagues and I hate my life for it, but there's tons of people that should be in the playoffs that have like 3 or 4 win teams to this point, and they should be in, but they've just been super unlucky. Their teams are like booming at off times, so they'll have like Stephon Diggs last week, but then like they'll have some fucking bum running back that's supposed to score 20 points but only scores 5. So that rule makes the playoffs a little bit more competitive, instead of someone just getting blown out in the wild card round.
I think it's a good way to mitigate the head-to-head nature of our league. I know there's a lot of leagues that do like you play two games a week, or you do a head-to-head and then you do versus the entire league or whatever it is. But there's like a fine balance, I think, that we're working towards and have found a little bit this year with the, rewarding high scorers irregardless of record. And, Big Cat takes advantage of that. But there's a lot of teams throughout the history of our league, I think, that would have taken advantage of that and would have a legit chance to win. Because I think if Derek continues on this trajectory, win or loss, he's going to have a chance to win the championship if he makes it to the top half of the bracket.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, think about all the losers bracket matches that we've seen 160, 180. We've seen higher points in the losers bracket, versus the Super Bowl. So,
For sure.
it kind of makes sense that, these hard luck teams that have just had some tough matchups, or, their studs had a tough week and they had a tough loss, to, somebody that you typically win against, now gets an opportunity to get into the big game and put some points up there. So I love it. I mean, it brings another, element into the league where, a hard luck team that, maybe went up against a murderer's row for 3 or 4 weeks and dropped 4 games, but, still probably would have beat 80% of the league, has an opportunity to get into the big game. I love it. I have no objection to it at all. And I think the 3 division thing is certainly shook things up a little bit, and you're not, you don't have those extreme swings in a division where you have a murderer's row and then you just have a team that has no chance at all,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point about the divisions. I think the extra week with 14 weeks in the fantasy regular season with 3 division, it works out perfectly.
Yeah, because you play everybody. So it's
right.
It's literally complete. It's as fair as you could possibly make it. Everybody plays everybody. You play your division twice. Beautiful.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing I'll say, the preseason trade window, what happened this year? Basically, everyone was engaged. So everyone tried to improve their position. There was lots of bonus keepers being traded out there. I really think that has added to what we're seeing right now.
Out of the 4 leagues I'm in, this is by far the most competitive league. I'm 10-0 in another league, not to toot my own horn, but I have Kelsey, Kittle, Eckler, Swift, and Lamar Jackson.
What the fuck, man? I have Kelsey and Kittle. I'm 5-5.
Oh, I picked up Kittle off the waivers after he got hurt. Someone dropped him, and I picked him up because I have someone. I think I also have Pittman in that league, and possibly Cup. Yeah, it's just dumb. And so it makes no one else want to play. And so I'm just gonna probably choke in the Super Bowl and walk away with nothing. But this league is incredibly competitive.
I think that's some of the magic of it too. There's some weird shit happening too. If you look at the middle division, Big Cat, you got them up there. Every single team in that division's on a 2-game losing streak. And then, you go down, even Bush, for me, I had Matt's team as the worst team in the league, but he's on a 3-game heater, and he's not scoring a ton of points, but he is won, and he has reinserted himself back into the conversation just by winning games. And I think that's, I love it. I think this is definitely not to say nothing, but I mean, it's been around for a long time. Big Cat and I worked hard on this league, and it's the greatest fantasy football league in the world. I'm not ashamed. But
it's constantly evolving. We're constantly trying to make it better. Look at it. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
I'm fine.
All right. So
it's constantly evolving, which keeps it always interesting. There's always a conversation, always a vote for a rule change or a format change, and I think that's what makes it great.
We're gonna have to increase the dues next year, though, to keep up with this inflation. Though, let me tell you.
We should pay in only our own cryptocurrency that only us have the privilege to touch. And then
Factory of Sadness coins.
Yeah.
In Sheeb next year.
I got all kinds of sheep. I can finance this new coin, no problem.
All
right, boys. Let's pick some games and get out of here.
Copy that.
All right, game of the week. I mean, everyone has the same record, so I guess
What's the difference?
I guess let's just start at the top. Is there a bigger game than that?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're all the same. I mean, every single one is important. Yeah, we'll just start at the top and work our way. You'll
Are
start at
we,
the bottom and work our way up. How do you
are
guys
we
feel about that?
interdivisional? Or no, we're not. We're extra divisional.
Yeah.
So is there a division leader and a division leader game? I don't think there is. Yeah, let's just rip through them.
Yep. So first one, derelict my balls. I bet you there's a scenario where he could move this week from the number one seed to next week not be even being in the playoffs.
Yeah, probably.
I totally disagree, but continue.
I'm just saying if he loses, it's possible with all the tiebreakers and shit going on.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, this is actually a pretty decent lineup Mike Smith has going. I don't know who Panda is going to fill in all these zeros with. I know he's got the Bills tight end.
Knox.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But I don't want to go, line by line because that'll take too long. But
yeah, I think Chase Claypool might go, but just kind of on a macro level, Mike Smith's team is too good. He's gonna win.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
I have AJ Dillon in another league, and I have him at like 25 points this week. So I think he's horribly undervalued this week.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised either way, though. Joe's team.
He's got a solid team.
Joe's got a good team. Yeah. He's got a good fucking team.
He's already got 11 out of Judon tonight. That game's still going.
Yeah,
it's a slobber knocker. They're just running over the Falcons. So you got to figure Judon will probably throw some more stats out. He picked up Dan Arnold, who's been pretty much on a heater for Jacksonville at tight end. Keenan Allen, always a stud. Expect a decent game out of Corey Davis with old man Flacco at the helm. Dalvin Cook, stud. Austin Eckler, stud. Lamar Jackson, stud. I mean, this could be the game of the week. I think I think they have solid squads on both ends, and like I said, starting out with an 11 spot at your linebacker and still a quarter to play. Joe off to a good start.
Yeah, I just see it coming down to, Mike Smith is starting Aaron Rodgers, AJ Dillon, Najee Harris, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman. I just don't think Joe will be able to overcome that production there. So I'm going with Mike Smith there. Leak my balls, getting to 7-4.
I'll take the same. Yeah, I think his studs are going to be too much to overcome, and Joe isn't as deep.
Yeah.
All right. So deep, I'll put that ass to sleep.
That's not an Asian joke.
All right, so Butthole Surfers v. Turd Ferguson. The mighty Turd Ferguson is point total here isn't as high as I was expecting. Well, Mark Ingram's probably going to score more than 8 if what's his name doesn't play.
Yeah,
getting plenty of catches as well.
Mm-hmm.
His fallback is he has Kamara. So if Kamara goes, he'll be able to start him.
Did that running back do anything so far for Bob Gavlak?
No, 8 carries, 56 yards, a catch for 6. He's got 6.7 points.
Yeah. So, Bobby's team is, obviously right in the middle of the playoff hunt, but it's one of the lower scoring teams. I don't think Kyler Murray's going to play this week. I don't think it makes sense. So I'm going to go Turd Ferguson here.
I mean, I don't know how you pick against Dave. So, yeah. Turd Ferguson.
All right. Floppy D versus Not Perverted, Just Italian. 2 pretty good names. Glenn, why don't you kick us off on this one?
All right, so I'm just looking it over. I mean, not a lot of flash on either of these teams. Dave's already off to a pretty hot start with his linebacker for Atlanta. He's already netted 17.75 points. That's always a good start. Anytime you can get, over 10 from your defenders, it's a great way to start. I love the Thursday games. I love getting Thursday points on the board. Wide receivers. CD, Mike Williams. We'll see. So I guess Dave's team this match probably pretty much comes down to what does the two-headed tight end team do this week? Is Travis Kelce truly back? Is he going to be able to put up those numbers against what's looked like a stout Dallas defense this year? Kittle's still, he's back, but is he really back? CeeDee Lamb, is he going to keep up his production? I hope Mike Williams catches 5 touchdowns, obviously, for my quarterback situation. I think I'm leaning slightly towards Dave here. I don't think Bobby has the depth at the skill positions to win this week, but you never know. Like I said, always starting off with 17 points out of your linebacker with still 6 minutes in the game is always a great way to start the week, and I think that seems to trend throughout the full game. So I'm gonna go Dave here. I'm not sure why, but probably because I think Bobby's a farm animal. But yeah, I'll go Dave here.
That's brilliant analysis. We got to get you on ESPN.
Low key, my favorite part of the draft weekend was when we were making the Bobby D farm animal jokes. Derek said the line putting in the house, and I think we all laughed for like 5 minutes, mostly because we were high, but partially because it was.
You got to put him in his cage, or he'll just shit all over the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dave here. Floppy D just isn't going to get it done. Dave's defense is far superior. So even if everything else is close, he'll still win.
I don't think Bobby D wins another game this season, and he gets the first pick next year.
First pick, Lotto. All right, Dave, I know you're going to pick yourself, so we're going to move on.
Correct.
All right, we got Tony and Grow Up versus the Libtard.
Another classic line from the draft weekend. I'll jump on this one.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Tony here. I caveat that with Nick Chubb. If Chubb goes, I got Tony. I take that back. I got Glenn. I'm gonna go Glenn. All time 180 right there. Look, as I scroll down Tony's lineup, it's just not very good. Hard to get about Devonta Freeman, Deontay Harris, who knows, Elijah Moore, Jared Cook, no thanks. I think Glenn just has a little bit better of a team. I'm gonna go Glenn. I like Glenn here. Even Kyle Pitts getting off to a dog shit start.
Yeah, well, the whole team's getting off to a dog shit start.
Yeah, I'm still taking Tony here. I see what you're saying, but there's some guys in here on Glenn's side that could throw up some low numbers.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he just got a fucking pick 6.
Yep.
Or did he step out?
No, he stepped out. It's out of bounds.
So I'll take Tony.
I couldn't agree with you more, Derek. There's definitely some 0 to single digit potentials on my lineup this week. AJ Brown being a huge question mark. Obviously, I'm probably going to have to swap him out. I don't like my chances this week. I got 3 players going. I got 21 points. That's not a good start for a Thursday. So I think Tony probably takes this.
Yeah, I would have it as a toss up, but since we already know those 3 guys, I would lean Tony. All right, Why don't one of you guys take this one? Well, maybe Glenn or Dave, since it's brother on brother crime. It looks like.
Glenn, why don't you go?
Which game we got? I'm sorry, I'm on the live scoring. So
Poutine in the clan. Quarterback matchup is very even here. Brady versus Prescott. Man, this is a little bit of a banger here. I like this one.
So Adrian Peterson will be
just about to ask
Saquon Barkley.
Well, I mean, having said that, I feel like, man, you got a good defense. Your defensive players are good. Jefferson and Godwin. Yeah. I'm going to go Poutine here. This is Poutine for sure. This is Poutine score of the week.
All the way.
Yeah, I think Poutine is going to ride Myles Garrett to the victory circle against this horrific Detroit Lions team. Myles Garrett might put up the 45 that he did when Poutine played me. So I think his defense is going to rise well above what's going on the other side. And just looking, if A.J. Brown is down again, Antonio Brown is down again, Chris Godwin is, his stock goes up. I see Poutine pulling this off this week. Getting to what? 4-6? 4-7.
I'm not sure how I got here, but yeah, I have no business having as many wins as I do. My team is rough. Like, I haven't had David Montgomery. What was my starting my RB1 last week? I mean, it's bad. Chase Edmonds is on IR. I'm starting 2 tight ends. Like, Hawkinson didn't get a single target last week. I don't really know what's going on there, but I might be. I'm tempted to start like Quez Watkins from Philadelphia over Zach Moss. I don't know why he's not getting touches all of a sudden.
Yeah, they love to rotate those running backs in Buffalo for some reason.
All of them looked good in their own regard too. I don't know why they're not sticking with one.
Yeah. So right. I think that's a clean sweep for the Poutine boy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We moved through those pretty quick.
And Poppy with a good team out there. How about that?
Yeah.
No, he's not getting the production Damian Harris has given him for the past 4 weeks tonight. So that's probably a downside for him. Damian Harris with 7 so far through with 4 minutes left. I'm just looking at the rest. Jacoby Myers.
Swift is definitely going to score more than 9. He's going to have a bunch of garbage time points. Where is that Detroit game?
At Cleveland.
Bobby's got a solid lineup. I think. Yeah. I mean, these projections are mostly garbage, but I mean, this is ridiculous.
I mean, dude, that wide receiver crew. I mean, Debo.
Debo is fucking stud.
But like Thielen's been a little hit and miss, and Mooney's been a little, that passing game in Chicago is a fucking disaster. Goddard, maybe. Who's he starting if Goddard doesn't go? He's going to the waiver wire if Goddard doesn't clear concussion protocol. Yeah, man. Holy shit. I got Poppy going to 7-4 right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thunk it?
He was down in the dumps with me. I was, like I said, we were talking me picking up some of his players in a trade and giving them draft picks 5 weeks ago. And he's gone on even a hotter run than I did.
Yeah.
I mean, if McCaffrey stays healthy, man, he's a difference maker.
Oh, he's got McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, and Tyreek Hill. I mean, those are three of the most explosive players in the league. And then Josh Allen to boot. I mean, like, dude, like those four players, that's probably it's got to be up there with the best four players on any single team.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd agree. Yeah, when healthy.
100%.
And, yeah, I'd agree. Jamar Chase, what a stud, huh?
Oh.
That's the difference between preseason and the regular season. You know, they were talking about this guy in the drops, and you know, is he the top wide receiver? It's got to be close, right?
Cup is.
The whole offseason was ripping on the Bengals for drafting a wide receiver instead of an offensive lineman. Like that was a hot take everywhere. But man, they got that one.
I like the thought process though. They're bringing in guys that he played with in college. I mean, of course, you know that makes sense. Yeah, instant chemistry. You know how they run. You know the routes that they can run, and you know you're seeing the results and the fruits of that.
Yeah. Jamar Chase is wide receiver 5, by the way.
Yeah, for a rookie, not bad, huh?
Whew. I'll tell you what. Yeah, so I got Danny. I'm going Danny.
All right, boys. Well, thanks for hopping on.
I'll take Danny.
Oh, you got Andrew? Did you pick this game?
Oh yeah, Poppy all the way.
Another clean sweep for Poppy. He's a fantasy powerhouse
in this league.
Powerful man.
Yep, handsome. All right. Well, any final thoughts for the league here, boys?
No, not really.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping on. Good luck.
I'm holding on for dear life here.
Don't next week is trade deadline week, so probably be some exciting negotiations going on.
Maybe we'll see how this week works.
Hey, Andrew, let's keep in touch, all right?
Okay.
We'll see how this week goes, and let's keep in touch, all right?
For sure.
Just keep handing out those first rounders, Glenn.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Try one more year. Take care. Love you guys.